If you own a Hyundai, Kia, or Genesis EV manufactured in the last few years and experience level 2 240 volt charging problems, then you're going to want to watch today's video because I've got some really good news in regard to a fix for this problem. This isn't a recall, it's not new hardware, but it is an update to the software fix that was released last year. So if you want to find out more details about this software update, then stay tuned. Hey everyone, it's the Ioniq guy. My name is Corbin. I cover all things Hyundai, Kia, Genesis EV related here on my channel. And today we're talking a new software update. Now, if you're outside of the US and Canada, this issue doesn't really apply to you because you guys charge on 3-phase power at your homes. You guys don't have overheating issues with your charge ports like we do here. And the reason for that is we have lower voltage, thus need higher current, which causes more heat problems. So the service campaign from Kia is called SC311, and the service campaign from Hyundai is 9B5. Now, we don't have the documentation from Genesis yet, but it is likely that it will be coming for the GV60, electrified GV70, as well as electrified G80 relatively soon. So the document from Kia reads, while charging using a 240 volt AC level 2 charger, your vehicle may experience an interrupted charging session or a lower charging speed due to a degraded electrical connection from exposure to a damaged charging cable connector. To improve charging speeds and reduce interrupted charging sessions due to this condition, Kia is conducting this voluntary service campaign to have the latest VCMS ECU software installed on your vehicle. Now, this is going to be covered for free for any EV manufactured by Hyundai, Kia, or Genesis. All you got to do is make an appointment at your dealership. Unfortunately, this can't be done over the air. You'll bring it in. It'll probably be about an hour or so, and then you'll be on your way again. So according to all these documents, this is going to apply to 2022 through 2024 Ioniq 5, EV6, 2023 through 2024 Ioniq 6, Genesis GV60 will come later, and likely electrified GV70 and G80 as well. Oddly enough, Kia EV9 has not made the list, so I guess it's not having this problem. I spent some time on the Kia EV9 groups, and I haven't really seen too many complaints about failing level 2 charging sessions, so I guess that's a good sign. Now, you will notice that currently with the screenshot I have of the new technical service bulletin, I think the dates are kind of messed up here. I don't know if there was some discrepancy between who wrote this document and who was actually in charge of running this campaign, because it says 2022 through 2024 model year Ioniq 5 produced from October 4th, 2023 through December 18th, 2023. And that window is just really small. We know that this applies to way more Ioniqs than this. The Ioniq 6 dates here make a little bit more sense because it's basically over a year of production. So I think this is a typo here. I think they need to fix this, but give it time. Just if you have an Ioniq 5 that you purchased at the end of 2022 through, I guess, the end of 2023, this update will apply to you. And I don't know if that means that they've had this software on 2024 Ioniq 5, Ioniq 6, and EV6. Kind of strange that it ends at the end of last year and doesn't carry forward into this year. But I guess time will tell. So the main culprit for this charging interruption is excessive heat building up in the charge port. And what they are trying to do is alleviate that heating, because you don't want this to just spiral out of control and keep heating up to the point where it potentially melts the charge port, melts the connector from your charger, and then catches your house on fire. That's the last thing Hyundai Kia wants to happen. So this is all just erring on the side of caution. So when all these cars first came out, they charged great. And then after about a year, year and a half, we started hearing about failing level 2 charging sessions. And what I mean by that is people plug in their car at their house, wake up the next morning and find that the car didn't charge to the set point they had picked. So if you had it set to 80%, it might have only made it to 56%. And that's bad because people rely on their cars to get to their jobs, to bring their kids around, to care for their family members, what have you. So a lot of people were rightfully annoyed with that. So in response to that problem, last year Hyundai and Kia both issued updates that would prevent it from just stopping altogether. So what this update then did was, as your charge port heated up when charging at high current, so think 40 amps or more. The issue does happen at lower amperages too, like 32, but it's much less prevalent at those lower levels. So once the charge port is heated up and they don't want to induce any more heat into it, it will bump down the charging current. Now, obviously, this still isn't ideal because the car is capable of charging at 11 kilowatts or 48 amps. So people aren't getting what they were told they could do. At least now you have some confidence when you plug in your car that it will reach the set charge point that you picked. For a lot of people, this fix was fine. A lot of people still aren't happy with it. So it appears as though Hyundai and Kia have listened to some of those complaints, and now they're issuing this update. And what this update does is same thing. As it maxes out that temperature level, it will lower your charging speed to allow the charge port to cool off a bit. But now it will dynamically increase the charging speed back up, and it will just try and keep that charge port at its maximum continuous heat level. And the reason we know this is some people on the EV6 Facebook group posted screenshots of their charging sessions, and you can really see that the charging power is going up, it's going down, it's kind of going all over the place, which obviously still is not ideal. In an ideal world, you would see a nice straight line across for a charging session. I know I have that with my Ioniq 5, I have that with my Ioniq 6, I have no derating issues with either of my cars. Now I know for a lot of you that this still isn't an ideal fix. Your ideal fix would be seeing new hardware applied to the vehicle. At this point in time, I really doubt that we're going to ever see that. I think that they're going to say that this update is going to be good enough for most people. Something that Kia calls out in this TSB is they say, always inspect your vehicle's charging port and the charging cable connector whenever using a home or public level 1, 2, or 3 charger before plugging in and starting a charge session. If either connector is visibly damaged, deformed, wet, or contaminated with foreign materials, do not use that connector until it is repaired by an authorized technician. And they put that in bold and underlined that and capitalized do not use. So they basically are saying that it is poor electrical connection between the pins of the car and the sockets in the charging connector. Now I know a lot of you have done a lot of testing. You have compared how your Ioniq 5 that derates charges to a completely different EV from a different brand on the same charger, and that car might be able to charge at full charging power the entire session, but your Ioniq 5 or Ioniq 6 or EV6 can't. So even though they call out the connectors being the problem, I really have my doubts that it is just the connectors problem here. That's just a hunch. All I can say is fingers crossed that these issues are gone with the refreshed 2025 Ioniq 5 and EV6 that will be hitting the market this year. It's been a long time coming that this issue is just finally resolved once and for all. I, for one, am super excited to never have to talk about it again. These problems are just such an ongoing threat to the potential of these cars, and I just want to see them gone. And I know most of you who have them want to see them gone too. So if you own an EV6 that has gotten this SC311 update, let me know down in the comment section. Does this resolve the issue for you? Is it enough for you, or would you rather see a hardware update to your car? So thank you for watching today's video. If you want to help support the channel and gain early access to all of my videos as well as discounts to my store, consider becoming a channel member at the button under this video that says join. For as little as $3 per month, you will get some cool benefits, and it goes directly to helping support the Ioniq Guy channel. And of course, if you want some accessories for your Hyundai, Kia, or Genesis EV, check out my store at ioniqguy.com. I have all sorts of cool accessories, including my automatic lock-away door lock module, which will automatically lock all the doors on your car after 10 seconds when the last door is closed. Installation on EV6 couldn't be simpler. It's less than a 5-minute install. Basically, open that little flap in the trunk area of your car, plug it in, and you've got automatically locking car doors now. So anyway, if you liked today's video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already done so, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care, everybody.